would help. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds like I'm on my cell phone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for inviting me to speak. This is kind of the end of what everybody in the last few months has been saying. The reason I chose the last song was because of, instead of Oz gave nothing to the Tin Man, God gave us nothing that we didn't already have. But sometimes that outside stuff comes in and starts at a very early age. But now, are you curious to see what's in here? Yeah? Okay, well, don't worry, I thought I packed all the clean underwear. Well, let's see if we can start unpacking some stuff. Ooh, okay. Look at this. First one. How many of us compare ourselves to somebody else? Apples and oranges. They're still fruits. They're still wonderful. Each has a different profile. Each is unique. But do any of us compare ourselves and forget that we're all humans? Yeah, we're all a little fruity. All right. Now, where in the world did my crystal ball, my future, can I see the future? Who gave me this? Where did this thought that I needed to be a mind reader, where did this come from? Okay. Ooh. Okay. Perfectionism. Kind of smooth, round, heavy, but kind of boring. Imperfection. How many of us strive for perfection? Look how much lighter and unique imperfection is. Now, oh, come on. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, before we get going too far, there's a story. They say if you're a good speaker, you always tell a story. Well, today I chose the story about how they train baby elephants. Does anybody know how they train them? It's kind of sad in a way. They separate the mom, and the baby elephant gets a huge chain around them. And they tug and tug and tug and tug for days, and they cry and they scream, the trunks. It's kind of sad. But eventually, they give up. And all the trainer has to do is put a little string around them to manage them. Isn't that kind of sad? But they have to work, so they have to be able to manage a 4,000-pound pachyderm, right? But anyway, and there's a couple words I want you to remember today. Evidence and influence. Okay? As we go on here. Oh. Good. How many of us use this on a daily basis? Judgment. Judgment. Self-judgment, judgment to others. Where'd I get this? I don't really want it anymore. Good job. Yes, Ace Hardware. But do I really want it anymore? Oh, and yes, if you notice, I have a rock collection. The mask. Imposter syndrome. Hiding ourselves. Our authentic selves. Is it time to drop this? Might make my baggage a little easier. Lighter. Oh, this one. This one's kind of rough on the outside and kind of whatever. But we're complex. This is what we look like. We're beautiful on the inside, but we're complex. I think I'll keep this one. Oh, now this one. Notice how pitted this heart is. There's chunks out of it. But it's still a heart. It's still solid. That's what we are. Oops. We're still solid. We're still solid. We still have love. No matter how pitted and chunks out, big chunks, we're still love. So I think I'll keep that one. Okay, kind of the main topic of this talk that it started out to be. Okay. Now, you might be saying, what is this? Now, what happens if I jump into water with this?
Harder to swim.
But what if I said, most of us hold on to this like a life preserver? Carry it forward. But you know what this chain represents? This represents shame, guilt, not being good enough. Not how long. See how it's forged? It's long. Sure. Everybody's saying, just drop it. Just drop it. Okay. I can. But since that was forged for a lot of people from childhood, we are like that elephant, remember? The string. Some little charm, some little trigger. We keep that through adulthood. Now, how do we get rid of this? Well, it's kind of difficult. But let's see where maybe we got this from. Allow my Picasso. Okay, let's see what kind of things. Oh! We are biologically wired for some of this stuff. The 4 F's: food, friend, foe, mateability. Any situation you go into, job interviews, it doesn't matter. Job interview, they look at you, yeah, like food, because it's before 12 and they want to get. And you're hoping when you go through Walmart that it's a friend, and she's quick. When you see a foe, that's anything you perceive. When you flight, fight, or freeze, that's where your fear comes from. Mateability. You're looking for a mate or somebody to love. Okay. Now, when the outside sources start, you begin to get a shadow self. Hate, shame, anger, There's a few more in here that I had. Excuse me here. What else did we get? Just your biases, which we'll talk about a little bit later. There's all kinds of things. Now, in Luke 17:24, or 21, sorry about that, God said, God's kingdom is within. Notice everything's coming without here. Trust me, I'm trying to hurry to get to the spoiler. And we talked a little bit about judgment already. And where does that come from? Where does it end up? Besides, I needed to fill a page here and make the scales. Now, the I can't or I can, that quote was either way, you'll make it come happen. That was a quote from Henry Ford. It's actually from his wife telling Henry, if you can or you can. Either way, you'll do it. Now, the I don'ts. I don't remember names. Really? It's just that you haven't wanted to learn to remember names. Right? And, okay. I'm hurrying. I'm getting to the point. We have these things called cognitive biases. Systematic errors in thinking, mental shortcuts, making decisions or judgments. Now, we weren't born with those. And some of those, I had a list of what those were. Now, and I also had a quote from Dr. Tara Swartz here. An unorganized mind is a wonderful thing. How and what we believe affects how we behave, even unconsciously. That was a quote from Tara Swartz, MD, PhD, in a book from Source. Let's see. Now, look at where we get all our stuff from. Where is the influence? Books, internet, TV, health, finances, co-workers, works, grandma, dad, siblings, mom, friends. What kind of stuff did they give us? Did they give us trauma? Did they give us emotional support? Did they give us shame, guilt? I'm going to give you a story about my dad. My dad was an alcoholic. He was so ashamed, and when he went to Alcoholics Anonymous in Forks, they treated him so badly, he was so ashamed and so embarrassed, he drove 47 years to CQ, to AA meeting every Wednesday. 47 years, because of shame and guilt. Now, his trauma, his mother committed suicide when he was a child. He was bullied. Then he became the bully. Now, did I get some of that shame and guilt? A little bit. Yeah. As a kid, you know that the community is saying things. Now, I'm going to give you a story about, I was held back in 4th grade for my math, I thought. Fast forward 40 years later. Went to college, took an accounting class. I got a B+. I took a college bookkeeping class and got an A. The evidence that I had thought was wrong. I can do math. Of course, I also flunked algebra, but then I got an A in it the next quarter. And I will say about the F, 70% of that class failed that class. It was the teacher. My point of this is kind of introspective. If there is a fear or something that you gnawing on you that you want to get rid of, look back a little bit and don't drag the past forward. That chain. Because you know what? Eventually, this thing, it has a clip. I can take it off. I don't have to be trained. Because, I'm going to get to the good part here. Look what happens when you source from within. You can stand on your shadow self. You're right here. This is all you. This is all your authentic self. Now, we might go back to that in a sec, but I wanted you to know that when you're being your authentic self, look what happens. You have inspiration, fulfillment, joy, happiness. That's your true self. We can go back and look, and there's a couple things I wanted to talk about here about influence real quick, but I want to get to the good part. I'm going to talk about radio influence, just as an example. In 1938, War of the Worlds came on. It was so widespread that the panic came. It wasn't real. So they were influenced outside of themselves. What other examples? Has anybody bought a book from a podcast that they heard? Or done something with their friends when they were younger that they probably shouldn't have? Was there a holdover, something from college or high school? Do you remember the cliques in high school? If you ever went back to the reunion, were the cliques still the same?
Yep.
And let's see. Health and finances. Who influences our health? Where do we get? Is it the ad for Prilosec? Is it a doctor? Is it our own gut feeling? Do we listen without questioning an MD about our own health? Our finances. I should have listened more. Now, my parents didn't talk too much about money. Am I good with money? I can do my investments, but could have been better. I did not get the memo that Social Security was not supposed to be my entire income. I did not get that memo. So, is any of this resonating with anybody? Now, stop and think, is this me? Or is it my ego getting in my way of myself? Let's see. I'll pick that up in a second. Now, some of the things we don't like about our shadow selves is I got to tell you a story. Again. Now this one, it was hard. It was a lesson, but I needed to learn it. I had called a friend of mine. They were polite and answered, and I was kind of boo-hooing. But they looked at me and said, I see the truth in you. That hit me like a lightning bolt. It wasn't fun. It hurt. Because in my mind, what they were saying to me, I don't want to be invited to your pity party, and I don't want to hear your BS story. But, okay, why did I have that reaction? Because I wanted what I thought was empathy. I had to look and say, why did I have that reaction? Because I was looking for pity, not empathy. I was looking for a negative validation. So I had to do some introspection about that. And that's kind of how this came about. Looking in the back. It's not pretty. I'm messy. My feelings are messy. I have very uncontrolled emotions, which I'm working on. And I learned a lot about cognitive biases. And it's not pretty. I'm a work in progress. But what I hope to do today is maybe help with that baggage. One thought, lighten that one thought that leads to that wheel, that Ferris wheel of thinking. To say, okay, this is me. I'm okay right now as I am. That's okay. But if I want to do something different, that's okay too. I'm here to be human, to feel all these human emotions, but I don't always have to carry them with me. Maybe I've learned them once. I don't need to keep dragging the past up, keep reliving. But, I said but twice. I apologize for that. However, thank you, Glenn. I have two left hands, thank you. What, do you want an examination? Is that what you want with those gloves? Anyway, that's about it for today. I just want everybody to go in to 2026 happy, like the song, and joyful, and get rid of some of this baggage. Now, each and every one of you are very unique people. I hope I gave you some thought. Maybe, I don't need to carry this around anymore. I don't see too many smiles. That's scary. I do see some love in your eyes, though. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak, and may you have a blessed and wonderful day.